His hands at his sides and took a breath in and closed his eyes, and that's how I knew that actually he meant business. "Jose," I told him, and inside I was thinking, what the... He told me, "Go on, guy. Destroy my privates." Destroy your privates? With his eyes still closed, he cracked up a lot and said, "You couldn't destroy my privates if you tried. That's what's going on here. This is a demonstration of the well-trained body's ability to absorb a direct blow. Now, destroy my privates." I told him, "I'm a pacifist." And since most people my age don't know what that means, I turned around and told the others, "I don't think it's right to destroy people's privates. Ever." Sensei Mark said, "Can I ask you something?" I turned back around and told him, "Can I ask you something is asking me something." He said, "Do you have dreams of becoming a jiu-jitsu master?" "No," I told him, even though I don't have dreams of running the family jewelry business anymore. He said, "Do you want to know how a jiu-jitsu student becomes a jiu-jitsu master?" "I want to know everything," I told him, but that isn't true anymore either. He told me, "A jiu-jitsu student becomes a jiu-jitsu master by destroying his master's privates." I told him, "That's fascinating." My last jiu-jitsu class was 3.5 months ago. I desperately wish I had my tambourine with me now, because even after everything, I'm still wearing heavy boots, and sometimes it helps to play a good beat. My most impressive song that I can play on my tambourine is The Flight of the Bumblebee by Nikolai Rimsky-Korsakov, which is also the ringtone I downloaded for the cell phone I got after Dad died. It's pretty amazing that I can play The Flight of the Bumblebee, because you have to hit incredibly fast in parts, and that's extremely hard for me because I don't really have wrists yet. Ron offered to buy me a 5-piece drum set. Money can't buy me love, obviously, but I asked if it would have Zildjian cymbals. He said, "Whatever you want." And then he took my yo-yo off my desk and started to walk the dog with it. I know he just wanted to be friendly, but it made me incredibly angry. "Yo-yo moi," I told him, grabbing it back. What I really wanted to tell him was, "You're not my dad, and you never will be." Isn't it so weird how the number of dead people is increasing even though the earth stays the same size, so that one day there isn't going to be room to bury anyone anymore? For my 9th birthday last year, Grandma gave me a subscription to National Geographic, which she calls the National Geographic. She also gave me a white blazer because I only wear white clothes, and it's too big to wear, so it'll last me a long time. She also gave me Grandpa's camera, which I loved for 2 reasons. I asked why he didn't take it with him when he left her. She said, "Maybe he wanted you to have it." I said, "But I was negative 30 years old." She said, "Still." Anyway, the fascinating thing was that I read in National Geographic that there are more people alive now than have died in all of human history. In other words, if everyone wanted to play Hamlet at once, they couldn't because there aren't enough skulls. So what about skyscrapers for dead people that were built down? They could be underneath the skyscrapers for living people that are built up. You could bury people 100 floors down, and a whole dead world could be underneath the living one. Sometimes I think it would be weird if there were a skyscraper that moved up and down while its elevator stayed in place. So if you wanted to go to the 95th floor, you'd just press the 95 button, and the 95th floor would come to you. Also, that could be extremely useful, because if you're on the 95th floor and a plane hits below you, the building could take you to the ground and everyone could be safe, even if you left your birdseed shirt at home that day. I've only been in a limousine twice ever. The first time was terrible, even though the limousine was wonderful. I'm not allowed to watch TV at home, and I'm not allowed to watch TV in limousines either, but it was still neat that